In fighting games, blocking low is the go-to approach for defending, as it lets you guard against both standing and low attacks. That's where overheads come into play. They're designed to catch crouching, low-blocking opponents off guard. Generally, overheads have a slower startup to give the opponent time to react, otherwise they'd be overpowered, in theory at least. In the KOF series, it seems some overheads missed that memo, ranging from impressively strong to downright broken. Without further ado, here are the top 10 strongest overheads in the KOF series. First on our list is Robert's Dragon Felon Kick, a forward A command normal that's both fast and versatile, offering great mix-up potential, especially against knockdown opponents. In this move, Robert leaps forward to deliver a kick to the opponent's face, making it an excellent tool for high and low mix-up situations. What sets this overhead apart is that it makes Robert airborne, allowing it to be followed up with his Fly Dragon Kick air special. While it isn't a typical max mode combo starter due to its nature, it still opens up respectable combo opportunities depending on the game. However, it's not without risk. If Robert doesn't cancel into a special move, this overhead can leave him wide open to punishment. Shingo is a close-range brawler and Kyo Kusanagi's biggest fan, mirroring many of Kyo's techniques, though without Kyo's iconic flames. He has similar reach to Kyo in his normals, but is generally a bit slower. However, this doesn't make Shingo any less formidable. While he may not match Kyo's versatility or offensive power, Shingo's mix-up game is arguably stronger, and he packs a serious punch. He even has a command grab, a tool Kyo lacks. One of Shingo's standout strengths is his ability to use the lows and overheads from Kyo's Rekka series without needing to perform Rekkas himself. His Shingo Kinsei Orishike Mizukiri is a perfect example, an extremely quick and safe overhead that frequently catches opponents off guard and leads to a knockdown. In moments like these, Shingo truly shows that sometimes the student can surpass the master. Kim Kafwan excels as a defensive rushdown character, using his long-reaching normals to control space effectively. His command normals add even more versatility, with his double forward A or 2 Yopshagi, enabling him to close the gap quickly from mid-range. His forward B Nerichagi serves as his primary overhead combo starter, making it a dangerous tool for opponents to guard against. In KOF 13, this move became infamous. When followed up with a full drive gauge, it could trigger one of the game's most powerful max mode combos, often resulting in a KO. Throughout the years, Kim has proven himself as a formidable character when played with precision, solidifying his role as a strong and dependable addition to any team. Kyo is a close-range pressure and mix-up specialist designed to keep his opponent on edge. In neutral, he has some effective tools to close the gap, including his guard point Rekkas for advancing safely. His forward B, Gufuyu, is a reliable overhead that can launch devastating combos and often set up his max mode activation for huge damage. However, Gufuyu isn't Kyo's only overhead. That honor goes to Narako Otoshi, or Air Down C, a highly underrated yet deadly tool, especially in KOF 98. When combined with KOF's signature short hops, Narako Otoshi becomes an incredibly powerful weapon, adding a quick overhead threat that opponents often overlook. Kyo can even execute it from a backdash, and if it connects, he can chain it into a combo and finish with one of his blazing supers. Though this move requires some practice to master, once perfected, Narako Otoshi is one of Kyo's most dangerous trump cards. Angel's entire strategy revolves around relentless mix-ups, with a focus on her variety of overheads. Her unique Unchained system lets her cancel one special move into another, creating an endless sequence of confusing attacks. This allows her to mix up her opponent with multiple lows, grabs, unblockables, and overheads, keeping them guessing at every turn. The versatility of the Unchained system gives Angel incredible options in her approach, especially when she has her opponent cornered, an often lethal scenario. She can string together complex and unpredictable pressure sequences, and her overheads are central to this deadly strategy. Unlike most characters, who can only initiate combos with overheads, Angel can seamlessly integrate them into the middle of her combos, creating devastating mix-ups that are hard to defend against. Facing her is a true nightmare for any opponent. Leona stands out as one of the fastest characters in the series, and as a mobile rushdown fighter, she is equipped to pressure opponents from all angles. Her forward B, Strike Arc, is a staple in her pressure game, acting as a quick overhead that delivers a hard knockdown. For this list, however, her real hidden gem is the sneaky instant overhead or jump A. With this swift downward chop, she can catch crouching opponents completely off guard, making it an ideal finishing move, even if it's risky due to its unsafe nature. In certain games though, she can combo it directly into her V-Slasher super, which mitigates its risk and amplifies her combo potential in a spectacular way. This move may take practice to master, but when perfected, it becomes an essential tool in Leona's arsenal. Cronan's Close D is easily one of the most distinctive overheads not only in this list but in the entire KOF series. This button is an absolute game changer. It's incredibly hard to react to, can combo into itself, and functions both as an overhead and an OTG, giving Cronan options that few other characters can replicate. But that's just the beginning. This move grants Cronan enough time to set up a safe jump, allowing him to maintain pressure even after landing it. And if that wasn't enough, Close D can also combo directly into his Climax super, giving him the potential for massive damage in a single sequence. When blocked, this move remains a serious threat, as most opponents are left with limited options. Attempting to interrupt it with a low B, for instance, often fails. Cronan's Close D is a brutally effective tool that underscores just how strong this kit can be, making him an even more formidable opponent in the hands of a skilled player. Vanessa, one of the fastest characters in the KOF series, fights with a unique boxing style, relying almost exclusively on her fists. Her overhead attack is no exception. This command normal, the 1-2 puncher, encapsulates Vanessa's game plan perfectly. It's fast, deceptive, and generally safe whether it hits or not. As one of the channel's friends put it in the comments, this move is nearly unreactable, leading to a full combo setup since KOF 2002, and that hasn't changed in her appearances since. To make it even more effective, Vanessa can special cancel it into her backdash, making it safe and practically unpunishable. And naturally, she can even get a safe jump off it, letting her maintain relentless pressure. This overhead is the perfect example of what makes Vanessa so dangerous. A speedy, hard-to-predict move that blends seamlessly into her agile, punishing playstyle. I know I've said this overhead is fast, that overhead is fast many times in this video, but trust me, Alice's overhead in KOF 14, the Garnet Spin, takes fast to a whole new level of broken. This move is so rapid that trying to react to it almost feels like you'd need Super Saiyan reflexes just to have a chance. But it's not just the speed that makes Garnet Spin infuriating. Its pushback effect means that even if you manage to block it, punishing Alice is still a major challenge. Seamlessly integrated into combos, this overhead can be used at any point to keep opponents on edge, forcing them into an endless guessing game. But it stops being an overhead in the middle of a combo, as most overheads do. And naturally, it's also the ideal max mode combo starter, especially in KOF 14, where activated max mode only requires one stock. Alice might not be the first character who comes to mind when you think of KOF, but for anyone who's faced her in KOF 14, her overhead and the frustration it brings will be unforgettable. This one's no surprise, and for a good reason. K- is widely regarded as one of the top-tier characters in KOF 02UM, thanks in no small part to his absurdly overpowered command normal knee assault. Usually overheads come with a slower startup, giving opponents a chance to react, otherwise they'd be too strong as mentioned in the intro, but that rule simply doesn't apply here. K-Dash's forward B or knee assault is practically instantaneous. No amount of reflexes can prepare you to block it on reaction. The only thing balancing knee assault is that it can only be followed up with his minute spike, so thankfully no elaborate max mode combos can stem from it. But even with that limitation, it's still widely overpowered. Every time you're knocked down, you're forced into a brutal guessing game, wondering if K- will go for a low or hit you with this overhead. And since his low attacks are often gateways to devastating combos, most players instinctively block low, only to get clipped by knee assault into minute spike. Because of its sheer speed, power, and the relentless pressure it enables, K-Dash's knee assault in KOF 02UM stands as the strongest and most broken overhead in the KOF series. So, which overhead move drives you crazy? Or are there other types of moves you find frustrating, or maybe you enjoy yourself? Let us know in the comments. Special thanks to my patrons for their support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.